Wait, the tickling method? Okay, so it's weak against explosives. But that's not why we are here.
Please stay clear of the grill. The lock is extremely sensitive.
You're no fun. Ooh. The thoroughly corrupted, lovely.
Your open display of gold-plated toothpicks makes them virtually irresistible.
A touch of elegance, affordably priced. 1 guinea will secure your heart's desire.
And earn my colleagues' contempt.
I can't believe that we actually bought that.
Do you remark the customers who frequent this establishment?
Huh? What? I once saw Wellington box the ears of George IV when he was Prince Regent. Lovely sight it was, the old Iron Duke. There was a man.
I note that the cockles of your heart are not warmed by the shop.
It's really quite revolting what some people will do with their money.
Well, if you had the money, then I guess this is the kind of place you'd spend it.
If you cannot restrain your unwholesome curiosity, I'll have to ask you to leave.
Okay, I guess there's nothing else we can do apart from speak to this guy.
Handsome shop, sir. Is it yours?
George O'Keefe at your service, gentlemen. I have the privilege of managing the enterprise for Mr. Tompkins, our principal.
I'm looking for something special. Might we browse?
Certainly. Our original creations are designed for London's most discriminating clientele.
Are your sales records confidential?
As secret as the Masonic rite, sir. I would protect my client's privacy with my very life.
I would not use the information for any nefarious purpose.
So you say, but you might subsequently be tempted to exploit the knowledge. My gentlemen customers rely on my discretion.
And they pay you for this service? Blackmail, is it?
You shock me, sir. Silence is a commodity like any other. And as with the pig iron and pianos, you only get what you pay for.
I never pay for information.
We might call it an honorarium.
I call it a bribe. I won't pay it.
Suit yourself.
Wait, we have paid for information before now. You're getting a little bit hoity-toity, Holmes.
Where do your crystalline gems come from?
The venerable Antwerp firm supplies our diamonds, rubies, and Ceylonese sapphires.
You know the provenance of every stone?
Absolutely. The Messrs. de Brise are signatories of the IDB Act.
What are the most economical buys in the shop?
Economy is a state of mind, sir. Don't think of the price. Think of the investment. Think of the pleasure derived from your purchase.
It would be difficult not to think of my empty pocketbook.
Hopefully he should know about this ring. I thought that we dipped it in acid, so this residue should have disappeared.
I believe this is one of your rings. To whom did you sell it?
It is one of our recent masterpieces, charmingly dubbed the nest egg. How did you come by it?
Let's say I found it.
Then I will generously assume that the customer lost it. If you give it to me, I'll return it.
There might be a reward.
There might be a lengthy prison sentence. Shall I call my beadle?
If you believe you can wake him, I assure you I'll return it to its rightful owner.
Wait, here we go.
Might I see the platinum ring with the cabochon cut stone? This ring spoils your claim of dealing in unique designs.
To the untrained eye, many gems have points of similarity. I could show you dozens from the strong room that share common features, but stones are cut differently.
Right. Unique design is a fiddle. Granted you don't sell the same ring twice. By this criterion, each design is unique. It's a sham.
That is a slanderous allegation, sir. If you wish to avoid litigation, I recommend that you not share it.
Never mind. I'm not interested in your advertising claims. I'm interested in your jewelry. I presume these rings are merely representative of your collection. Might I see more?
Are you truly interested, or are you merely passing the time?
More interested than you could possibly imagine.
Very well. I'll retrieve some of our more attractive items from the strong room.
You do that. And we'll do this.
You are a knave, sir.
And you'd be in a position to know. Occupy the sentinel, will you, Watson? I have suspicions to confirm.
Confirm to your heart's content. This old soldier is going nowhere.
I trust you are perfectly comfortable, Mr. O'Keefe.
The police will be informed of your behavior, sir. Depend on it. I shall prosecute to the full extent of the law.
I doubt that. I've perused your register. A word in the wrong ear could ruin you.
We haven't really perused it just yet.
Ah, the nest egg. Here it is, Watson. Curiouser and curiouser.
I'm feeling a bit like the Mad Hatter, Holmes. What do you mean?
The ring's intended recipient and the person who paid for it are one and the same. It seems Lady Cordelia had to supply the funds for her own engagement ring.
Very interesting.
I'm sure Lord Lawton didn't find it, sir.
Okay, so we can't actually steal anything at the moment. Not that I'd want to, but... Anyway, let's move on.
Are you familiar with the American slang expression, to put on ice?
It has to do with diamonds, doesn't it? Like gilding a lily. Most unattractive.
Wrong cliché, Doctor. It is a metaphor for incarceration, to render something or someone ineffective.
I take your point, Holmes, and wish you well.
Do you know the whereabouts of Mr. Tompkins?
He's at home.
Yes, but do you know where that is?
Course I do. He's my son-in-law. I billet there.
Please notify him that Mr. O'Keefe has locked himself in the safe.
Has he now? Damn fool.
Okay, let's go and have a word with Lawton. See what he has to say. No!
Where is the ring lately purchased by and for your fiancé?
I will not redeem whatever scurrilous information you have extracted from her jeweller, Mr. Holmes.
Would it surprise you to learn that I found the ring in the possession of a deceased prostitute? I'm sure it would surprise Lady Lockridge.
Are you a blackmailer as well as a busybody? What compels you to harass me in this nefarious manner?
The truth compels me. Tell it, and I may set you free.
Ha! Your precious truth means ruination. Will you return the ring?
I don't think now would be a good time. This ring is part of an evidentiary chain linking numerous crimes. How did it come to be in her possession?
I'm sure I don't know. It must have been stolen from this room.
What has become of the engagement portrait of you and Lady Cordelia?
That's none of your business, Mr. Holmes. If there is nothing else, I'm rather pressed for time.
Time will press you soon enough. There is a picture missing from your photo album. Who is the subject?
I have nothing to say on that topic except that you appear to have taken extraordinary liberties in my home.
Something was stolen from your home, and you have nothing to say? The police will certainly feel differently.
No, this is not a police matter.
When is theft of private property not a police matter?
The item was precious only as a memento of a service I rendered. It can be of no possible value to anyone else.
I think you know that's a lie. It has already purchased your silence. Lawton, I can see that you are hard-pressed. Let me help.
Protecting an innocent's reputation is a sacred trust.
That's as may be, but theft, murder, and extortion surround you. I know, as a penguin knows ice, that you have knowledge of one or more of these crimes. Give me the facts.
I have done nothing sordid nor patently criminal. Call in the police if you must, but they will get nothing from me. It is a question of honor.
Honor? I'm surprised you don't choke on the word. When you quashed the inquiry, you were certain that your committee was investigating a real theft. What did they threaten you with? What do you hold so precious that you would jeopardize the security of your country?
It is simple to revile what you don't understand. If I must pay for an error of judgment, so be it. I will accept the consequences.
That was not your decision to make. My brother has already paid. You offer a self-serving admission of indiscretion and still speak of honor? I would throttle you myself if I could spare the energy. You, sir, are despicable. Watson, I beg you to restrain me. I'm ready to commit mayhem.
Jenkins, see Mr. Holmes out.
Lady Lockridge has left instructions, Mr. Holmes. She's not at home. She will never be at home to you. Guiding her through that piece didn't solve all her problems. Good evening, gentlemen.
Well now, I was hoping that Holmes would actually give him a thrashing, but it seems not. And it looks like we're now locked out of Lady Lockridge's house. And Virgil, this should be crying right now, but he's not. I think this kind of section here is a bit glitched, or I'm not triggering things in the right places.
You'll be fine here, won't you, lad? Dr. Watson explained everything.
There's not much to do, and it smells quite awful. I'd like my train set, please, and...
Not possible, Virgil, I'm sorry. I'm sure you and Wiggins can amuse yourselves pitching pennies and so on. Later, Mrs. Hudson will give you tea, all right?
It's not like I have a choice, is it?
Okay. There's meant to be an incident here which triggers some further leads, but we have other places we can visit at the moment. We can return here. One place we can go to is Spitalfields. There's a few places that we can revisit, but let's visit some new ground.
What do you make of the Dark East End, Doctor?
You surprise me, Holmes, asking for a conclusion on the scantiest sampling of evidence. I would be reduced to gross generalities. Ask me when I've looked round.
I deserve that, I suppose.
Get on with you. Soul-saving gits make me sick as a belly full of bad rum. Couple of prigs. Move on for a wreck, ya. Don't need preaching from your likes.
Lovely person.
I'm looking for a family named Ratchet. Do you know them?
Course I do. They keeps a palace out west. Now, what about a drink? Then what gives ought to receive, eh?
I think you've had quite enough. You can barely stand.
Prove I ain't had near enough. Fill me up. Save a life, mister. I'm way past depressed. Nothing so sad as an empty bottle of gin. Do us a favour, your worship. Fill it up.
Do you know where the Ratchet family lives?
I might do, but nothing's for free in this life, Gov. Leastwise not here.
I wonder.
The Ratchet's address. What is it?
I can't say.
Can't or won't?
Makes no difference, do it? Try the grinder. Time for the sixpence.
It's been an education.
You little bastards.
Now, what is your impression of the East End, Doctor?
That the greatest nation on earth has engendered a society of pitiable orphans, inebriates and prostitutes in its very bosom is a wicked outrage. A nightmare come to life, and society ignores or denies its mean creation. I feel ashamed. We should do better. We should be better.
You could not be more accurate had you spent a lifetime here.
I help you, no?
Yes, please. What are you doing, Watson?
Can you direct me to a family named Ratchet?
Avec much pleasure. I measure cranium you und I analyze machen. One English bob. Remove chapeau, bitte.
You misunderstand me, sir. I'm looking for an address.
Der Kopf ist très interessant.
I'm pleased you think so, but what about the Ratchets?
Ich no, je don't, I, m'excuse, no good speak.
What in blazes is he on about, Holmes?
He thinks my head is interesting. I believe he'd like to examine it.
He's not alone.
So he's speaking a mixture of English, German, French, and was that Italian, maybe?
Any trenchant observations concerning the so-called sciences?
Your deprecatory tone says you have some of your own.
You mistake me, Watson. I support such studies. My current opinion is that they have value, but that they often claim too much for themselves. The road is filled with obstacles, Watson. Your assessment?
The professor has a few phrases for his work, but he speaks no languages fluently. How can he remain in business?
How indeed? Either he's having us on, or someone translates for him.
Oh, hi. What? Well, I was going to ask what she was doing behind here, but this is a dressing screen, so I'm guessing that she was getting dressed. Okay. I wonder if this is the same palmist whose shop? Place of business that we entered at the end of the last game? I wonder if this is the same one. But we never actually met the palmist in the last game because for some reason I missed it completely until the end.
Hello. It's Rose Hincham, isn't it?
It is, Mr. Holmes. You won't get much from the Professor unless you speak Hungarian.
I heard French, German and Italian as well. How do you deal with him?
Me mum was from Budapest. But even with the language, it's a struggle. After rambling all over Europe, he's lost most of his native tongue, or mixed it with others.
This is a legitimate business, I trust.
Absolutely, Mr. Holmes. Not many clients yet, but new methods always meet prejudice, as you must know.
I wouldn't have thought there was much call for the Professor's specialities here.
People like talking to any man of science. They're as rare as an honest copper east of St. Paul's.
We're looking for the Ratchet family. No one seems able or willing to help us.
People here is closed-mouthed. Information is power, and currency too, when you're poor.
And even when you're not, I've offered to purchase the address, but to no avail.
Not surprised. Very suspicious lot. Don't take to outsiders. Be hard as you are to get the truth. Or you might try the grocer across the way. Even the Ratchets have to eat.
It's a good thought.
Wait, brains?
Is the Professor altogether mentally fit, Rose?
He has odd ways, and he's too fond of brandy, but I think he's brilliant. Not much with people, as you saw, so he's teaching me the business.
The science, you mean?
Have your joke, Mr. Holmes. I won't fight you. I'm no zealot.
Your kindness is much appreciated, Rose. I won't forget it.
I'll be years returning the favour, Mr. Holmes. You kept me out of that Brumwell business, and I'll always be that grateful.
So she was involved in the last game. I'm most likely misremembering something here, unless I actually did miss her in a place of business when I could have met her. I need to have a think.
Penny for the guy, Gov. Threepence be better. Got any errands need running? Boots need blackening? Anything? I'm the one.
Maybe I should have tried to bribe those drunk people, but I'm guessing that I would have got nowhere. Okay. Oh, what happened there? Oh, so we can't actually speak to the Tinker.
Oh, looking for something a bit different, love? I know your type, naughty boy. I know what you're after. Walk on the wild side, am I right? Course I am.
I'm looking for a woman named Agnes Ratchet. Can you help me?
Forget her, Ducky. Why not leave your friend and come round the corner?
I'm sure that would be interesting. But I'm here on business, not pleasure.
You what? Think I'm here for me help? Get on with you.
What's round the corner?
I apologize. I didn't mean to give offense. Do you know a Mrs. Ratchet?
Spoke like a gentleman, but I don't know her, love. She use another name. Them's what ain't changed their names from shame or for dodging the law take pet names to talk their ways, get it?
I do, but Mrs. Ratchet is not, I believe she simply lives nearby.
I'm not from this patch. Don't know the locals by name anyway, and they don't know me, come to that. Sorry.
Thank you. You've been kind. Is there something I can do?
Just move along, love. As you're not buying, you're restraining trade.
Very little business on the street. Is it always like this?
Not much business anywhere, dearie. A certain sign that money is in short supply.
I wonder. Oh, okay. Oh,